the NimCast. Oh no, it's the NimCast. Oh no, it's the NimCast. Oh, it's the NimCast. Oh no, it's the NimCast. Oh no, it's the NimCast. Oh, it's the NimCast.
Hello and welcome back to the NimCast, the only podcast on the internet that you should ever be listening to, besides the Culture Buff podcast, of course. We are joined by the hosts, me, Nim, and the beautiful Lord Pasta. And this is our first guest episode. We have, what are your names again? Lorenzo and Jay. Jay, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can call me Jay or Jacob, whatever you want.
Lorenzo and Jay from the Culture Buff podcast. So say hello, introduce yourselves, say what you do, all that stuff.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm one of the hosts of the Culture Buff podcast.
I'm Lorenzo. I'm his co-host. We host the Culture Buff podcast. We talk about everything pop culture, movies, TV, some music. You know, we give some hot takes every once in a while. So yeah,
spicy takes.
Ooh,
very spicy.
We know all about spicy over here.
Oh yeah,
we have the spicy boy himself over here.
Full of spice.
That would be yours truly.
If you listen to the other podcasts, you would get that. Anyways. So my first question is, how honored do you feel to be the very first guests on the prestigious NimCast?
I've been thinking about it all weekend, honestly.
Hey, there we go.
I've been looking forward to it.
See, they've been looking forward to it.
To be guests on someone else's podcast.
Yeah, it's because of me, not Lord Pasta, that you've been looking forward to it, right?
A little bit of both. I've been kind of nervous, honestly. I've been a little bit nervous.
You can be honest. You don't need to lie.
I'm nervous too.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
No, I mean, being nervous is pretty normal. Being nervous around Lord Pasta is pretty normal. He really gets you going.
Yeah, if it doesn't happen at first, just give it a few days.
He really gets you hot and bothered. But yeah. So, anyways, I decided for like guest episodes, it's mostly gonna be just focused on the guests, focused on getting to know them, getting to know what they do and who they are, I guess. So, what I was going to say is, so you guys talk about pop culture stuff. So, your job on your podcast is to culture people in a way, right?
Yeah.
That's what we try to do.
Yeah, so me and Lord Pasta are some quite uncultured swine over here. So, could you do some culturing?
Especially me.
Yeah. Especially him. Could you culture us a little bit?
What do you guys want to be cultured in specifically?
What's big now? What's the big culture thing going on now?
I gotta be hip and with it, like the kids,
Yeah, Lord Pasta has this. His house is actually underneath a rock. If you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, my house is a rock. It's both. It's like, it's the rock and it's underneath itself.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. No, his house is the Rock, like a giant statue of Dwayne the Rock Johnson. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
That's hardest working man in entertainment, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, he never stops.
So culture us.
All right. Well, I guess where I'd start is with movies. You, Nim, seem like you watch a lot of movies. I've seen your YouTube channel and you review a lot of them.
Oh yeah.
Lord Pasta, not so much. You're not really a movie guy.
Yeah, it's not so much. I mean, I like movies, but I don't really get to see them a whole lot. Like
Lord Pasta just streams Minecraft. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm basically just like a useless human. So.
It's been a long time since I've thought about Minecraft.
Don't put yourself down.
Surprisingly enough, my YouTube channel actually started off as a Minecraft channel. So.
Is that why it used to be called NimCraft? Because I noticed your Twitter account is still
Did you notice? Oh, yeah, my Twitter account is still NimCraft because you can't change your Twitter name.
Yeah, you can.
Can you? I don't know.
Yeah.
You didn't used to be able to, I don't think.
No, they changed that.
I don't think you can change the ad.
I don't know.
You can't change the ad.
No, you can change the ad. I changed the ad on mine like 3 times.
Yeah, well, I might just leave it just for the meme. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah,
Well-
no, my YouTube channel used to be called NimCast actually, and you know, that's how I met Lord Pasta, because he commented on one of my videos.
Oh.
Actually,
Now
I
you host a
found you.
podcast again.
Yeah, that's what I
found
said.
you
You,
in a,
you
in a
commented on one of my
comment
videos,
section.
and it was cool.
I found your channel in a comment.
Yeah, he found my channel, and it was cool because I had probably like 40, 50 some subscribers. He had
Yeah,
like
it was like 40.
two.
I think.
You had like 200, 300, something like that, maybe more
Yeah,
at
around
the
there.
time.
250
so I was like,
probably.
Ooh, he's. I was like, ooh, I should be friends with him because he has more subscribers than me. I can leech off that.
Yeah.
And we've been good friends ever since.
Me and Lorenzo met each other through school. We went to the same school, and
Yeah.
we've been friends ever since.
See, we live in different states, so
Yeah.
we met up.
Yeah.
I don't have real friends, so I have these
Yeah.
fake friends. So
I barely have any too, so you know, don't
Who
worry.
needs friends?
amen.
So about culturing, so I don't know. We keep up to date with most of the movies that come out.
Yeah.
So we just try to stay up to date on all the news and TV shows and movies. So
Okay.
I don't know. just
So
Is
try
there
to stay
anything?
up to date,
Is there
I
anything
guess.
coming up that you guys are looking forward to, like movie wise?
I mean, I guess I'm looking forward to Bohemian Rhapsody in terms of a movie, just because I love Queen. But
Hell yeah.
I don't know, not
Yeah, that looks
not
good.
anything specific that I'm like extremely hyped for right now. I don't know.
About
Yeah,
the
I'm with Nim probably.
yeah. The thing me and Lorenzo are most hyped about right now is Halloween, because we've been watching all the Halloween movies on our podcast, and
It's been dreadful.
Oh, is there a new Halloween?
yeah,
coming?
it comes out this Friday. Yeah.
Oh.
It's been the
Interestingly
worst
enough,
9 weeks of my life. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to-
speaking of, oh no, you can talk. This is all about the
I was
guests
gonna say
on this day. So
it's been like the worst 9 weeks of my life. They're so bad. Most of the fucking Halloween
Isn't
movies.
the first
Can I
one's pretty
swear, by
good
the
though?
way?
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's honestly it's the first two, and then there's H20, and then everything else is trash.
Okay. Because I'm actually going to be watching that. I'm hopefully going to be watching that movie soon, because I'm planning on doing for a Halloween. Okay. Lord Pasta's dying over
I'm
here.
sorry. I've been sick like all week. So.
Jeez. Oh, now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, that's right. For a Halloween special video, I'm going to be I'm going to watch 10 classic horror movies that I've never seen before, because I've never really been a big horror movie person. And Halloween's going to be one of them. And then I'm going to, like, in the video, I'm going to just give my quick, like, thoughts on the movie after it, and then it'll be, like, all 10 of them in the one video.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a Halloween special video I'm going to do, so.
Are
that's
you
cool.
saving the list as a secret, or can you like let known like what the other ones are?
I don't have the list as a secret. I had the whole list written down. I haven't watched any of them yet. I just came up with this idea like just the other day. So,
Yeah.
let's go down the list and see what these are. So Psycho, obviously, got to go with that. For
I've never
classic
actually
horror.
seen Psycho.
I've never either, but it's a very, very classic horror movie that, you know.
Yeah.
The Shining, obviously.
Great movie.
I
my
have,
favorite
I
movies
still,
of all time.
again, these are all ones I've never seen, because, like, I've never, like, my family's never really watched horror movies. Like, I was never, you know, we never watched horror movies, so I haven't seen, like, any of these. Carrie, the original Carrie.
It's a good one.
Frankenstein, which is, like, really old. I don't even know if that's technically horror,
It's like
I guess,
40s, no?
but it's sort of got the Halloween type of thing to it, so it fits.
Yeah.
The Thing.
We're watching that this week on our podcast.
Oh, nice. Evil Dead. Those are apparently good movies. They were directed by Sam Raimi, so that's cool.
I would suggest with Evil Dead that you just skip to 2, because 2 is basically a light remake of 1, and it's a lot better.
Okay. I could do both and just do both and count it as like one spot on the list.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that
It ju-
because. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what a lot of people were saying. They were like, "Oh, the first one is kind of like, I don't know, like it's like the second and third are where they're actually like, I don't know,
Yeah.
good or whatever. Not good, but like I don't even know."
The first one's still good. It's just the second one is where like Sam Raimi really came into his own and figured out the style he wanted to go for.
Oh yeah. I mean, I do like Sam Raimi's style. I mean, the only Sam Raimi movies I've ever seen are Spider-Man, but you know. So, and then I have Night of the Living Dead. I have Nightmare on Elm Street. Halloween, I was talking about that, and then I also have Pet Sematary, which I was thinking about maybe switching that out with something else. I mean, that was a pretty classic one, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're remaking that one.
Yeah, the trailer.
Yeah,
just
I
came out
know.
this
I
week.
know. I saw the poster for it.
I didn't watch the trailer. I've seen like parts of it. I'm
Okay,
trying not to watch trailers as much.
The poster has a really there's like the tagline on the poster is actually pretty bad. It's pretty cringy.
Yeah.
You want to know a bad tagline? Have you ever seen the new Hellboy? See
No.
what the tagline for that is?
What is it?
Legendary AF.
It's legendary AF.
Oh God. Wait, there's a new Hellboy?
Yeah, they're doing a new one with
Yeah.
Jeez.
David Harbour from Stranger Things, the sheriff.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It's because all these superhero
No.
movies are made now.
I've
so-
actually never seen the Hellboy movies either, so you know.
Wow. Watch more movies, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Not enough
time.
That's part of why we wanted to start doing the podcast too. Was we wanted to start watching more movies, especially like classic ones we had never seen. So every week on the show, for people who haven't listened to it, who maybe are listening to this, and every week we do a segment called Homework, which is where we each pick a movie, and then we'll each pick two movies. Our audience will vote on the ones they want to hear us talk about, and then we watch them.
Yeah, it's that's one thing I like about, like, when I started doing movie reviews on this YouTube channel. I was like, oh, you know, it gives me a chance to actually see movies that I probably wouldn't have otherwise. So it's really cool. But yeah, anyways, I was talking about that cringy Pet Sematary tagline that was on the posters for the new Pet Sematary movie. I found it. The tagline is, "Sometimes dead is better."
Ooh.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Ooh.
Amen. Amen to that.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, I knew
It's pretty factual.
Lord Pasta would have something to say about that, but
Yeah,
Get rid of the
I guess that
sometimes.
makes sense within the context of what the movie's about. I'm not going to give it away because you might watch
well,
the
yeah,
original.
I know
but-
the basics of it, of like what the
Well, I'm
basic
here.
story is.
Don't spoil it for me.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah.
Lord Pasta, are you into horror movies at all?
Kinda. Although I haven't really seen that many because nobody else in my family likes watching them. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can imagine your family wouldn't. So
Screw your family. Watch them by yourself.
Yeah. Late at night, spooky.
yeah.
Yeah. You both have to watch The Shining. That's one of my
Yeah, I
absolute
know.
favorite
Well,
movies.
The Shining will be good too, because I mean, I want to go and watch a bunch of the Stanley Kubrick movies, anyways. So far, the only Kubrick movie I've seen is A Clockwork Orange. So
Great movie.
It is
That's
a
one
great
I
movie.
haven't seen.
Recommend Eyes Wide Shut as well.
now, if if I were to be so bold as to make a suggestion, Nim,
Yeah.
you should watch Deathbed, The Bed That Eats, 1977. That's all I'm gonna say.
What?
Just you should watch
Sorry.
it. If anybody knows what I'm
I've
talking
never heard
about.
of that.
I love really dumb horror movies like that. Have you guys ever heard of the movie Rubber?
Sounds
I've
familiar.
Heard, oh yeah, is that the one about the wheel?
Yeah, it's about like a killer tire.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I've heard of that.
It's one of those
See,
bizarre
See, I
movies
know
I've
about
ever seen.
this. I know
Was,
about these things, but
Was Teeth a horror movie?
Yeah, kind of. It's a
Yeah.
horrifying idea for men.
Horror-
Yes.
I haven't seen it, but I know what it is. It's, yeah. like those ones where it's just such a weird, like, idea where you're just like,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, any other big things going on with the pop culture, not just movies. What else is going on? TV shows, music, anything like that.
Come on, we need to be enriched.
Some breaking news.
Come on, we're still under this rock. Get us out from under this rock. God.
Yeah, just take a big syringe
like
and inject me with culture. No, I don't.
Not a
I
huge
explicitly
fan. I mean,
hate pop music.
Occasionally there's a pop song I'll like, but not usually.
Well, Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson have split.
Whoa.
That's pretty big.
That's not big enough because I've never heard of it. I didn't even know they were together, so I don't care.
Ooh.
Do you
I
guys
don't
live
like
under
any of their
rocks?
music, so.
Pete Davidson's not a musician. He's a guy on SNL, but
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
see,
I
didn't
don't
even know
listen to
that.
popular music, so.
yeah.
Yeah,
I listen to
I
weird people
respect it.
music.
I respect it.
I listen to multiple different types of music.
I respect everybody going on their own musical journey in life.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll listen to anything honestly, but if I think it's good, so I don't have like
Yeah.
a specific genre I like or anything.
That's kind of how I am. I just kind
You-
of listen to everything, anything and everything, really.
Yeah.
You guys like musicals?
I haven't seen very many musicals, but I do like some of them sometimes. Like I saw last year, or no, earlier this year actually, like really earlier this year. I saw what's it called? Chicago. That's a good musical.
I do like Chicago.
Okay.
You guys seen La La Land?
I haven't seen La La Land now.
Oh, you guys are killing me.
No. And I know as soon as and then there's this other musical that everybody seems to love besides like no, a lot of people seem to love, but a lot of people seem to hate it too. That came out. Let's see if you can get which one I'm alluding to. Like last year, or
Came out last year.
Is it
or at the end of last
movie
year.
or
Musical that like a bunch of people love, but like all the critics don't love it.
Was it The Greatest Showman?
Hamilton?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what I'm
Greatest
talking
Showman.
about. I haven't seen it, but you know.
Lawrence is the biggest Greatest Showman fan I know.
Fantastic soundtrack. Decent movie.
Yeah, see, I
parents saw
heard
The
that.
music is
What?
incredible.
My parents saw that and hated it.
why
So-
did they hate it?
Oh,
I don't
man.
know.
It's interesting because like so many people loved that movie, which was so weird. But then like every review I saw of the movie was like, "Oh, the movie sucks." So it was just
Most
so
of
weird.
it was
like
most
but like
of it was
most
criticizing like the
Yeah.
accuracy of P.T. Barnum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had a problem with like they portray P.T. Barnum as like a good guy, and like
He
in real life
wasn't,
P.T.
yeah,
Barnum
honestly.
was a shithead. Or, sorry,
But-
wait, can you not swear on this? I don't know.
it's fine. I don't care.
Trust me, I'm here. You can say what you want.
I wasn't sure. I didn't want to just overstep my boundaries.
No, it's fine. No, I think a lot of it, based on what I hear of it, because I haven't seen the movie, is it was like the music and stuff, like the musical sections were good and like filmed well with like a lot of good choreography and everything, and dance choreography and everything, and the songs were good and whatever, but the like actual story and like the actual like filmmaking side of it, like the actual story and characters and everything, was not good at all. That's sort of the gist of what I got out of what everybody was saying about it.
I enjoyed it. I thought like you said, like the songs and everything are really good, and I think that's what makes up a musical a lot. Because I mean, if you have good songs, it can make up for a bad story. Like one of like the musicals that I really like, or that I like a little bit, but like the movie itself is bad, but the songs are great. Is the first Mamma Mia? It's just a fun movie because it's
Right.
just feel good. But
We
Yeah,
are
get all
huge-
that ABBA.
yeah,
we are huge
Huge
ABBA
ABBA
and
fans.
Mamma Mia stans.
yeah.
We absolutely adore them.
The second Mamma Mia is legitimately a great movie.
Is it actually?
Yes.
Yes, it's actually very
Huh.
very good.
It was the
Interesting.
movie of the summer, honestly. Forget
Interesting.
It's up there,
Avengers,
yeah.
Aw.
forget Deadpool. It was all about Mamma Mia this summer.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure the box office numbers would beg to differ on that being the movie of the summer.
No. Don't listen to that.
Yeah, no.
Don't listen to that.
No. Listen to the culture.
well, I
boys.
mean-
we got
I mean,
your
if-
back.
We
sure
got you covered.
I'm sure it made a decent amount of money from all the middle-aged women that went to see it, but
Oh,
The middle-aged
hey,
women and us.
we got an early screening of Mamma Mia, and we went that night, and literally the whole theater was probably middle-aged women and their husbands or their daughters.
And,
their
uh,
husbands being
was-
drugged to the movie.
They all had
Yeah,
like
drugged
little,
or dragged.
Yeah, they all had little they all had little canteens that were filled with, I assume, white wine or red wine or whatever.
Yes, and they would all post on Facebook later that
Oh,
night.
if
oh
I
my
would-
God, I just saw Mamma Mia,
It's
I would-
fantastic.
girls' night. or something
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know.
One of the best nights of my life, to be honest.
I don't know. I wasn't interested in seeing either of the Mamma Mias, so you know.
Get interested.
I'd suggest checking them out. You might enjoy them.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait, speaking of musicals, sorry, I don't mean to ramble, but have you ever seen High School Musical?
No, actually.
Oh my
Ah,
I haven't even seen that, so
Yeah, I know.
you're breaking our hearts.
well, I do
Oh,
that a lot.
jeez.
So
Yeah. Lord Pasta, the heartbreaker.
yeah, my ex just called me or texted me the other day, and she said she still had a crush on me after a year.
Aw,
Oh wow.
Ladies man over here.
Sad.
Take it easy, Pasta.
Take it easy.
I'm sorry, I just wasn't attracted to her. I whatever.
He's got so many choices. He's like, no, not her.
Shots fired by Lord Pasta.
So many
No.
choices. Yeah, literally like just one.
Literally just
One
one.
that
No.
you know of.
Lord Pasta is actually still looking for somebody. So, ladies or gentlemen, if you are interested, his phone number will be in the description. So,
Yeah, it's 911. I've listened to
It's-
the show.
yeah, that was episode.
Hey, whoa.
This is gonna be a joke that's gonna pop up in every single episode. So, from even
Yeah, I could feel it from the first
even when
time
we
you
make
uttered it.
even when we make it to like episode like 200, because we're definitely gonna make it that far.
Well, you might make it that far. Me, I don't know.
Lord Pasta, I mean, we're gonna do this to our graves. We're gonna do this podcast till the day
Exactly.
we die. Yeah. So,
I just got that. It's a
yeah,
good
no,
one.
I know. I knew, I was getting that the whole time. I was just further alluding to it purposefully. So yeah, I don't know how. What's big going on in TV nowadays?
I don't really know. Sorry, you.
What?
Okay,
You don't know?
Go ahead.
Aren't you supposed to be the culture experts here? Wow.
No, we know.
Wow.
We know. Don't let Jacob speak.
You want to come join us under this rock?
Don't let him confuse you. We know.
Yeah, it's nice and warm under my rock. Come on. You got AC and all that stuff.
Lorenzo's got this.
Recently, some of our favorite shows just came out. BoJack Horseman season 5.
Hey, I reviewed that. Okay, I love that show.
Great show.
I know, isn't it amazing?
My favorite
my favorite.
Netflix show.
Yeah, it's in my top 3. My favorite original Netflix.
Yeah, my
original.
favorite Netflix original, definitely.
Yeah. BoJack, American Vandal came out. I know Jacob's seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
American Vandal's so good. That's probably my favorite Netflix original. Have you guys seen American Vandal?
No, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, me neither.
I told you, we're under this rock here.
So do you guys know like
pretty
true
big
crime
rock.
shows like Making a Murderer or like Serial and stuff like that?
Oh, true crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah,
It's
I know
like
those.
that, but it's like a parody of it in like a high school, and it's about this kid who spray paints a bunch of phallics on cars, and they try to figure out if he actually did it.
Oh, Lord Pasta, that
Yeah.
sounds right up your alley.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Maybe I
It's
should
really
check it
funny
out.
though. It's really funny.
Actually, it sounds like it might be all right.
Yeah, it's like a perfect parody of that kind of thing because they play it so seriously, but just the concept is so absurd that it like makes for like a perfect parody.
Oh, nice. That's, interesting. Might have to check that out sometime.
Other good shows you should check out. Ozark. That's out now.
Oh,
Season 1 and 2. Season 2 just came out.
I don't even know what that is either.
Oh man.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh,
It's
man.
like an alien language to me right now.
Jason Bateman. It's like
Again,
a
this
drug
rock is
cartel
very
type thing.
cozy.
It's very
It's
big.
like it's like it's
you guys are
granite,
like
too. It's,
smushed
like,
underneath, huh?
really dense.
Ozark. What else? Better Call Saul. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah,
Have
I've
you
heard
ever
of Better
that?
Call Saul. Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
It's
you watch Breaking Bad?
fantastic.
I did not watch Breaking Bad.
Oh my
I know.
goodness.
I know.
Nim.
Guys.
I'm an uncultured swine here.
Holy moly.
If you're an uncultured swine, Nim, then what does that make me?
You're just. You're so deep under that rock. You're just.
You don't even know. You don't even have an answer.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm the lard that they feed the swine. The uncultured swine. I'm that goo that they put in the whatever the heck in the farm.
Oh man, some of the things you say, some of the the like analogies that you use, Lord Pasta, are the best.
I just like to do analogies. What can I say?
My favorite is last week. You're just like, when you were talking about referring to your singing voice, you're like, my voice sounds like a sloth getting violated by a giraffe's neck.
I mean, that's what it sounds like. Am I supposed to lie to you?
No, it's just the analogies you just come up with on the spot are the best.
Well, you're welcome. I have some purpose. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. You're what? Yep. So a lot of interesting stuff going on in TV. I guess I wouldn't know, but
So, what do you think the future is of entertainment?
That's a tough question, honestly.
me.
Because when I was a kid, at least in my house,
You still are.
when you wanted to
Come on.
see a movie, you turned on the TV and you switched to the movie channel. And that's what my parents still do. And so that's why I don't see a lot of movies, because everybody else got these Netflixes and Amazonian Primes and whatever the heck. I don't even know. And they just see all the movies, but I just have to wait for it to be on like one of the channels.
Lord
So
Pasta,
what's the next step, is what I'm saying.
Well, I think eventually cable will be done. Will be
Yeah.
over, and then we'll eventually it would all be streaming services. I think you got
Oh, yeah,
Netflix, you got
definitely.
Hulu.
I agree.
got
That's what it's
Sling,
gonna
you
be,
got-
because that's all I use now.
you
There
got
needs
all
to be
these
something that'll
platforms.
unify them.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
some like rope to like strap around my belt so you can just pull me up the side of this cliff I'm falling off of.
Like I just need like one service that's like, all right, you got access to the Prime library, you got access to Netflix, you got access to Hulu, whatever.
Ooh. Somebody get on that. Somebody start working on that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think it will move to be like an all digital thing. Like I mean, even
Oh, yeah,
now,
definitely.
like, does anybody like? I only buy Blu-rays if it's a movie that's like really special to me.
I will buy, like, if I find a cheap DVD, like in a cheap movie bin at Walmart, I'll buy it. Or if it's or like you said, if it's a movie that like is really special to me. So yeah, either that or I'll just like get a movie on Amazon or something, or watch it on Netflix if it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
But Lord Pasta doesn't have Netflix, so
Yeah.
you could afford it if you had a job, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, job shaming
got-
him.
Got nothing to say.
Hey,
Wait,
this
have
is-
you ever had a job, Pasta?
No.
Okay, well,
Nope.
I had my first job when I was 14, so you better get on that.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Well, good for
Putting
you,
his
Nim.
cojones on the
Overachiever.
table. Oh man.
So much better than
Well,
me,
you're in
Nim,
school
right?
though, right?
No, but yeah. So that's all exciting. Was there anything else big in culture? I guess we didn't talk a lot about music. What's big in music right now?
It's kind of like all the big albums for the year I feel like have come out at this point. I mean, there might be some more coming later, but
Do you
Yeah.
think
Only
it's
one-
possible
What?
that you think it's possible in the music scene that we could start seeing some new and different chord progressions being used? Because I know they like to recycle chord progressions a lot, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like pop music.
You mean like samples and stuff?
No, they all use the same chord progression.
Same.
Yeah, it's always a lot of the biggest pop songs are like the same 4 chords, which is the chords of what's it
Right.
called? Don't Stop Believin'.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Most of just pop music in general is just recycled stuff.
That's
from-
why I don't listen to
years
pop
ago.
music.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I just don't like it. I mean, why can't we have a 21st century equivalent to the Beatles?
That's
Is
true.
my question.
I always say I was born in the wrong time. I wish I lived in the 80s, in the 70s.
yes.
I really do.
He's not wrong. The movies make
That was
the
the time
80s
to
look
live
so
in.
amazing.
Yeah.
Movies,
Well, I mean,
music, lifestyle. I mean,
Queen.
it's the best time to live.
I mean, Queen was coming out with their stuff in the 70s and 80s, so that would have been great.
Yeah.
What year did Bohemian Rhapsody come out? What year did that album come out? Jeez, that would be a good time.
I think it's like 76, maybe?
Something like that. Yeah.
75.
75.
October 31st, 1975.
Halloween. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that is cool. Yeah. But yeah, because that's
Let's
probably
all
one of my
thank
favorite songs.
Wikipedia for that. That
Everything
quick.
I learn in life is from Wikipedia.
But, So, what are the new albums this year that are big that we should be aware of?
Oof.
Ooh, that's a tough spot to put me in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, there's a hot new soundtrack.
Ooh.
Came out last week for A Star Is Born. Have you ever heard that movie?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but yeah.
Lady
I've heard
Gaga,
of it.
Bradley Cooper. It's an excellent soundtrack. It's not really. I guess it's an album, but
Yeah.
it's doing pretty well on the charts, and the movie's doing
Yeah.
well in the box office. So
That's
it's a pretty big one.
That's
Yeah.
another movie I'd recommend. Very good.
Oh yeah, I've heard people were talking about it, saying good things about it. So yeah. An album I listened to that came out this past summer that made me want to cry because it's just sad how low some people can go. Was Kamikaze.
Wow, you didn't like it?
No,
No.
it's bad.
No, there's the
What?
Venom song on there. And
Oh
like,
wait,
okay,
Kamikaze.
we-
I sorry, I
Eminem
get that
one.
mixed up. I was thinking of the one he did before that. I liked Kamikaze.
Kamikaze's great.
Venom,
Yeah, we make fun of that song all the time.
Venom.
That song as of recently has become a meme on our show.
Jeez, oh my gosh, I don't know. Eminem used to be good, but
Still is.
We're in the same boat then.
I'm like he was good, really good for the beginning of his career till I don't know, till like Encore came out and that was kind of bad. So
Ooh. Hard pass on that one. I'd say
and
what's
then
it called? Recovery was I think his worst. It was when he started to get really bad.
no. Recovery is all right. I like Recovery. Relapse wasn't very good though, I think. No, because Recovery, like, it was different than his normal style, but it was still good. And then so it was like he had sort of a dip with like Encore and Relapse. And then he started to come back a little bit with Recovery, which was actually all right. And then he had a really good album with Marshall Mathers LP2, which I think was actually pretty good. And then he just went back down. Like, just shot back down ever since then. That's sort of my take on the Eminem career.
I mean, I'm a pretty big Eminem fan, so I like all his stuff pretty much. His last album was trash.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
What was it called?
Oh, it was
It's Revival.
Revival.
Yeah, that shit. That was terrible.
And then he
the only song I liked was
then
the
he
one with Ed Sheeran.
then he just suddenly drops a surprise album that nobody expected with a Venom song for some reason.
Yeah, but
Venom.
That was for the movie, and that was like the least popular one.
Yeah, obviously. 'Cause
Well, it's popular now. Knock, knock, let the
Well,
devil in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Venom.
I mean that song's probably a good meme song, to be honest. But
Yeah.
It's also just become
Oh,
a
yeah.
meme because the movie is so bad.
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't see the movie. I was thinking about it, but then like after everybody was talking about it, and I was just like, all right, you know what? I'm just not even gonna bother.
I envy you.
Yes, you're living your best life right now.
Yeah. It sucks because I love Tom Hardy, but
Same,
Yeah, I know.
honestly. And he was like one of the few things giving me hope that it might be like
Yeah.
okay, because Tom Hardy doesn't seem like the kind of guy to just do something for the money.
yeah.
But it was not
We'll see.
good.
Maybe he thought it was gonna. Maybe he like had an idea like, oh, it seemed like the movie was gonna be good, but then after he realized the movie was gonna be terrible, he was like, too late. I already signed the contract. Got to do this.
I mean, the script could have been good. It seems like it was really hacked up in editing, honestly.
Oh yeah. So maybe even like he read the script and was like, oh, it's an alright script. Yeah, sure, I'll do the movie. But
Yeah.
and then I don't even know who directed it.
Ruben Fleischer, he did
know.
Zombieland and
Really? Zombieland
Gangster
is good.
Squad.
Really? I like
Yeah.
Zombieland.
Yeah.
Zombieland's good. I don't know Gangster Squad. I've never seen that, but
It's alright.
So yeah, that's unfortunate because I think a Venom movie could be interesting, could be good, if it was handled well, but obviously it wasn't. Here's one. What is your favorite movie from 2018 so far? There's a good question.
Mine is 8th Grade, the film by Bo Burnham.
Bo
his
Burnham.
first.
Yeah. I didn't see it, but I've heard a lot of things about it. I haven't seen a lot of new movies recently, just because I haven't found time, and I canceled my Movie Pass subscription because
Same.
that's all going downhill. So
Same.
it was good
Get
while
it.
it lasted, but
Get on that AMC Stubbs A-list.
yeah, I wouldn't go to see movies often enough for that to be worth it. Because that's like, how much is that? Like,
It's 20.
yeah, it's quite a bit. I probably wouldn't have time to see movies often enough for it to be worth it. Plus, there's not enough good movies that I want to see coming out every month for it to be worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess some months are better than others, but yeah. So my favorite out of all the ones I saw this year so far would be Annihilation.
I didn't.
I'm gonna have to give that one a second watch because I saw it. I'll tell you. I went to go see The Greatest Showman twice. I went to go see it for a second time.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the theater and they didn't play it. There was something wrong with the projector.
That's
So they refunded me and offered to let me see another movie. So I saw Annihilation, and I didn't like it. And I think that's because I was expecting to go see The Greatest Showman. So I have to watch Annihilation again to see how it actually is.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, I think it had a lot of interesting ideas in there, a lot of interesting stuff. It's good. So another. I mean, maybe a more.
Well,
interesting,
wait. Sorry, it was Lorenzo. He didn't get to say what his favorite movie was.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say my favorite movie this year has been Hereditary. Ever seen
Oh, I
Hereditary?
did see Hereditary. Yeah, that was actually.
What'd
really
you think?
Good.
Oh my god, it's a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's also really fun to watch a young child's head get torn off their body. So that's good.
Yeah. It's very appealing to kids, to children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shot of her head on the ground used to be my cover photo on Twitter.
Of course it did. Of course it did. But I would ask Lord Pasta what his favorite movie of the year was so far, but I'm pretty sure
I honestly don't think I've seen any new movies this year.
you saw Infinity War, and I'm pretty sure that's it.
Oh yeah, I have seen Infinity War.
Yeah.
But that was pretty good.
Yeah. Remember we did a video talking about it, Lord Pasta, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you know more about what I know than I actually do. If that makes any sense. Decipher that one, guys.
So yeah, this rock I think is causing you to lose memory, but
It's okay. Yeah, I can live with it.
The rock you guys are under is an infinity stone.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh
We
yeah.
can
So what
only
did you
harness
guys
that
think of
power,
Infinity
you know?
War? There you go. We'll throw that one out there.
I personally, I loved it. I thought it was
I
great.
think-
As someone who's like followed those movies for years, like it just felt like an amazing culmination of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely agree.
I liked it. I saw it twice, unlike Jacob, who saw it like 12 times.
I saw it. I saw it 7 times in theaters.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Total.
I
though,
only
you've
saw it
seen
once
what,
in
12
theaters,
times?
but then I got it on DVD later and watched it again. But yeah, it's pretty great.
I
I
liked
like.
it.
I think it did its job well, and it was awesome.
Trying
I
to
feel like
disconnect
it's gonna
myself
be
from
one of those
superhero movies.
movies that people get something from in the future, like that they compare, like the future to. Like I think about the character Thanos. Like people are gonna be going around using Thanos as like an analogy for like people in the real world now, because of that movie.
Maybe.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, you're acting like Thanos."
Thanos is a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general the movie's probably going to be a very big, very big reference point. I mean, it already is, just for pop culture in general. Just a very, very big thing that people reference
Yeah, that's what I
now
was
and in the
trying to
future
say.
and in many years to come. Probably it's going to be one of those movies. Probably, I would think. Yeah. So another quick question before we get into our movie discussion that we actually specifically had for
The
this.
one I took notes for.
Oh, you took notes. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Just another quick one. This could be interesting. What's the worst movie you saw in theaters this year? Out of
Ooh,
Oh boy.
that is a tough one.
In theaters.
Saw in theaters is the tough part of that.
okay.
Yeah.
You may have seen like.
Yeah.
Well, I have a pretty definite answer for that one. Now, there's a lot that are really low on the list. Like Tag is really low on the list.
I
A
like
couple other
Tag.
ones. What?
I like Tag.
I didn't laugh once in that movie. So.
Oof.
Hey, I didn't
I-
like Tag either. I laughed like once.
Yeah,
with you on
maybe
that one.
once. It was rough.
was
But
only
no,
on
that's
Hannibal
not that's
Buress.
not the bottom though. The bottom for me, I think that's like maybe I have a list. I keep a list every year of all the movies ranked. But I think the bottom for me, that Tag is like really close to the bottom, like maybe number 2. Can't remember. But bottom for me was 1517 to Paris. I think it was. Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Ooh, I haven't seen
15
that
to,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Did you
I've never
guys
seen that?
did
No,
you
I
guys
didn't
see
see
that?
that.
either of you?
No, I haven't seen that one. I've heard of it. I thought about going to see it, but
don't bother. It's really boring. The script, like you'd think, okay, the worst part of the movie is going to be the acting, right? Because they're not actual actors. It's like the real people who are there. But that's not that's the acting's not good like you'd expect. But that's not the worst part of the movie. Like just the script is just it's basically none of the scenes, like so many like random boring scenes of people just doing nothing that adds nothing to it, and I don't know. So
that's Clint Eastwood, right?
yeah, he directed it.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting.
I have my answer now. I figured it out.
Ooh.
The worst movie I saw in theaters all year was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Okay, I did
have
not
the same
see
answer.
that. I did not see that. I was gonna see that,
Yeah.
but then I actually haven't. Actually, honestly, the only Jurassic Park movie I've ever seen is the first one, to be honest. But
It's the best one. You can stop right there.
oh yeah, that's basically from what I've heard. I'm like, yeah, maybe I do want to stop right there. Yeah, I don't. I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, I could go and watch. Maybe go back and review all the previous Jurassic Park movies, and then just in preparation for seeing it, and maybe. So I was thinking about doing that, but then I was hearing all this stuff about it where I was just like, doesn't
Yeah,
sound
dude.
that
Even
great.
even I'll tell you that the first one was the best. I mean,
The original, yeah, Jurassic Park, yeah, definitely. Have you seen all of them, Lord Pasta?
No, I just saw that one and another one, the newest one.
Oh, and
And I know from that the first one's the best. And I think I saw the second one too.
what's the second one? It's like
Lost World.
Lost World, yeah. I was gonna say
Yeah.
Fallen Kingdom, but I'm like, no, that's the new one that just came out.
It's so boring though.
Yeah, I can imagine. Probably
So
would
stupid.
be. I remember in the trailer, I was like, oh, I was interested to see like Jeff Goldblum in the trailer. I was like, oh, they bring Jeff Goldblum back,
He has 2 scenes.
and yeah, and that's what I heard, and I was like, oh, they brought him back just so they could put him in the marketing to get people to come see the movie. Yeah,
Exactly.
just so they could put him in the trailer, saying his famous line, which is, what is it again? It's in the
Life finds a way.
Oh yeah, life finds a way. Oh, I love that. Like in the trailer, I don't know. Just hearing that line in the trailer excited me. But Lorenzo, did you have an answer for worst movie?
Yeah, it was the same as Jacob's Jurassic
Same.
World.
Okay.
I saw it with MoviePass, so I didn't have to pay for it really.
I did
And,
still have
I'm glad
Movie
I
Pass
didn't
at the
have to
time,
pay
but I just never found time to see it, and then I didn't care enough to go see it. So
I want the 2.5 hours of my life back, please.
Oh jeez, yeah.
It was terrible.
So anyways, we're at about 47 minutes in this recording, so we talked a lot about culture. I think me and Lord Pasta are a little bit more well cultured now. Lord Pasta, would you say you're
Speak for yourself.
he's still really cozy under that rock.
Yeah, I don't know. I got all my my blankets and all my pillows and stuffed animals down here in this rock. I'm not sure I want to come out. So. Yeah.
Right. So we are interrupting your program to let you know that there will be spoilers for the movie Fight Club ahead. Yeah, I guess we can move on to our movie discussion, which is
Yes.
Last week we decided we were going to talk about Fight Club. You guys, I
Yes.
assume, have probably seen it. Lord Pasta hasn't, of course.
I
Yeah.
just did. I
Yes.
did. I took
No,
notes.
no. I mean, you hadn't seen it before as well.
I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah. So Lord Pasta, since you've never seen it, we'll go with you first. What are your impressions of it?
Now, I watched this at 2 p.m. So approximately 6 hours ago, I watched this, and I loved it. It was great. It was unlike any experience I had ever felt before, and
That
that's
makes me
including
so
a lot
happy.
of different experiences. Okay.
That makes me so happy that you think that way. 'Cause-
Okay, so I wrote some notes here because I was going to be thorough.
All right.
I said, love the opening. Had me confused at first, but after 1 minute, I, for some reason, began to love it. I think the reason why I said that is because in the beginning, I didn't know what to feel. I didn't know what kind of movie it was going to be, but then I realized it was going to be that type of movie, that deep type of movie, that sort of has some underlying narrative to it, some deeper meaning. And I kind of picked up on that at that point, and I was in the zone, and it had me hooked.
Yeah, I would
And
say
then I said,
I would
Oh,
say
go
I would say that's one of the biggest things of this movie for me is it really gets you hooked. It really gets you like enveloped in the whole thing. Like, what's going on? Where's this leading? Kind of. It really
yeah, but you
hooks-
never
pulls you
fully
in.
know. You never fully know what the meaning
Right
is.
until it gets closer to
you
those end
think
scenes.
you do, but you don't.
Yeah, definitely.
Is the thing. And I said then, this movie is very my style at that point
Nice.
because obviously.
Nice. I like that.
Um,
I'm glad that you like it a lot because a lot of people I show the movie to are like for the first time are like, that was a weird movie. I didn't really like that because they
Well-
expect it to be like they hear the title and everything and they're expecting like, oh, it's just gonna be like a fight movie or whatever, like a fighting movie or something. Like Fight
It's
Club.
not, and that's
You
why I
know.
liked it. If it just was
Yeah,
just a fight movie, I probably would have hated it.
you probably would have been like, eh.
But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I said the main character at the beginning. Now this is an important caveat because I'm writing this as I'm seeing the movie. I'm going to qualify this. The main character at the beginning reminds me of myself. He acts like me. But as you notice throughout the movie, he becomes more separated from his original self because he's getting diverted into two halves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he becomes a different person. He rejects his wanting to change the world, his wanting to his angst for the world. He's telling himself that he cannot fight out against the things that he hates about the world, and he's hiding in himself. Rather than the split version of himself, which is the most radical and fully realized version of his anger and his emotion, which drives him to do things, right? In the movie. So I said I was totally shocked at the twist, which I'm not going to reveal, just in case anybody listening to this wants to watch the movie.
Okay.
I don't know if I gave away too much about it. But
No, that's
you
fine.
can pretty much.
I think
I'm going to say, I think it's interesting that you didn't know the twist going in, because it's like one of the most famous movie twists, I think.
Yeah.
Is this
No, I
movie.
had known nothing
See,
about.
I did know it the first time I saw it, which was like
same.
a little over a year ago. This is the first time I saw it, and since then I've
This
seen
is
it
the
like
good
5
thing
times.
about living under a rock. This is the good thing.
Yeah,
You get to experience everything.
yeah,
How
that's
it's
true.
supposed to be.
True. So the rocks have their advantages.
So I want to ask you all what you think the message of the movie was, because I am totally not sure
Okay.
about what the message is.
Well, I'll let
because
the guests
you watch the movie.
give a.
Okay,
give
yeah,
their
they can
take.
go first, and then I'll give mine.
The message of the movie, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it would be like, try not to be like a cog in the machine, you know? I don't know.
Like anti-capitalist.
Yeah.
That's what I thought at first.
To an extent, it's almost. It seems that way for a lot of it, but then when you get closer to the end, you start to see the negative side of going completely anti-capitalist, completely anti-establishment.
But is it though? But
Like
is it though?
anarchist.
At the end, he's happy. He's fixed his life.
He's found his peace. at
Yes,
the end, yeah.
yes, he shot himself in the face, but he's found his life has meaning.
Yeah.
And he didn't kill anybody except for that one guy who died by accident.
His name was
His
His
Robert
name is
Paulson.
Robert Paulson.
A victim
You
of
guys are
the
breaking the first
current
rule, by the
state
way.
apparatus, as
Yeah.
he was shot by a police officer.
It's true. It's true.
But you're not, especially in modern times, you don't know how you feel about it because of the nature of the group, as portrayed. It kind of seems like a terrorist organization
Mhm.
in a modern lens, and of course in a lens of 1999, which is when this movie was made, because there were a lot of attacks on like institutions like that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think the way I always saw it is like, okay, so this guy, the main character, who you never actually get his name in the movie. So most people when they refer to the main character, they just call him the narrator because he narrates the story kind of.
He's billed as a narrator.
Yes, because he doesn't
Doesn't he-
actually have a name.
Well, his name is Tyler, isn't it?
No. That's his
No.
that's his alter ego's name.
Doesn't he say his name
I'm
at
talking
one
about-
point?
No. He
I thought
never.
he called himself Jack or something like that at one point.
Yeah, but that was in reference to something. That was in reference to something he was like reading or something where it said I'm Jack's something whatever. I don't remember
Yeah.
specifically. And then he later on in his narration he would say that as like a reference to that.
Right. Okay.
I can't remember the exact thing, but yeah. So it never actually says his name. So he's just referred to by most people as the narrator. So anyways,
Yeah.
the narrator, the idea is sort of starting off, he's just your average guy living, in a average, mundane, boring life, and he almost needs something to get out of it. In like something in his like subconscious is like trying to get out of that.
Yeah,
And-
he needs something to live for.
Yeah, and that's where like his subconscious sort of like creates Tyler Durden,
Right.
without him realizing, obviously, because he doesn't even realize that that's him until at the end. I mean, I guess spoilers. This whole thing is basically I'll throw a spoiler
Yeah,
warning in
you
there
spoiled it
before we
for
even
me.
start talking about it. I mean, we basically already kind of started saying that before, anyways.
And it's from 1999, so I guess
Yeah.
if you haven't seen it, sucks for you.
It's also one of those movies that just like the twist gets spoiled. Everybody like.
I mean, I'll throw a
Sixth
spoiler.
Sense.
I knew about
I'll
it before.
when I edit it, I'll throw a spoiler warning in there before we start talking about it, anyways. I think, but
Yeah.
One of the interesting things I saw about the movie, I just wanted to bring this up, was there was kind of this reoccurring pattern, this like motif of I guess that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Of them talking about chopping their balls off.
yeah.
Right? Like, what's up with that?
So that's another sort of interesting theme that goes on in the movie is this whole theme about masculinity, kind of, and like men being whatever you call it, demasculated. I don't even know what the word is.
Emasculated.
Like in our modern culture, like men sort of, yeah. And so that was maybe part of that theme, like, so there's an interesting underlying theme of that, and where, doing this whole Fight Club thing and doing all that is like brings back the masculinity that's in every man that's sort of stripped away in modern society. There's a whole theme about that. I've watched other people's videos on this, so I've got that where they got into like a lot of the themes and stuff. So I've seen it.
There were a
like
lot of
5
like
times.
different moments that I think symbolize different things.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
Which, like,
really interesting things in there. Yeah, but it's interesting because most people who like I'll show it to like somebody I know, and they'll just be like, "That was just a weird movie. What the heck?"
see, but I like weird movies.
Oh yeah,
They're
I
the
do
best
too.
kind of
Like that's the
movies.
thing, because like I like movies that sort of break away from the norm. Like it's like, okay, this is because then it's like, oh, it's a unique movie. Like there's no other movie anything like this. So it just,
Like it's almost weird to me because I had a sort of connection with this movie because back in the day I used to try and write stories, right? I think I told you about this.
yeah.
And the one I'd have the whole thing like figured out in my head, and the last one that I ever tried to do was very similar to this. It was a guy who met another guy who they became friends, and the one represented like the evil part of him, and the other one represented the other part of him, but they were really trying to achieve the same thing, and then there was this whole revolution, and it was like the same thing as this movie, and I had never known.
That is weird.
I just never wrote it
That
wrote it
is
down.
weird, man.
So
Yeah.
Jeez.
it was something that like jumped out at me.
Wow. That is kind of weird.
I mean, it wasn't the same at all. It was
Yeah.
like a sci-fi like outer space.
No,
thing,
but like the
the
sort of
underlying message
underlying
of the thing.
message and the basic plot elements are kind of the same thing. Yeah. That is really weird.
You know what I would recommend to you guys if you guys really like this movie, which it seems like you do? Check out the show Mr. Robot. It's got some similar themes to
Okay,
this
I have
movie.
heard of that. I have heard that that's pretty good. So
Yeah.
It's
I-
inspired by Fight Club.
that's one I've been meaning to check out.
Yeah,
But,
it's got some similar themes to it in the sense of like changing the world and everything like that.
Revolutionizing the world and capitalism and consumerism and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Neoliberalism,
And mental illness.
all that stuff.
Yeah. There. Yeah. So yeah, this is actually probably one of my all-time favorite movies. So
I'd agree.
definitely top
Would-
5.
Would you guys rate it?
I mean, I guess I would rate it 10 out of 10. I mean, I said it's one of my all-time favorite movies. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. If there's any movie worthy of a 10 out of 10, that would be it.
Lord Pasta, did you have anything more interesting in your notes that you wrote?
No, by the time I had written those notes, I was too invested in the movie
Yeah.
to write anything else. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm the same way. It's hard to take notes while watching a movie because I'm just like No, I want to watch the movie. I wanna
Like
take notes.
one could just take the last part of that movie, like just like the last 10 minutes, and like come to like there's so much in there. Like, what does it mean? You know, at the end,
Mm-hmm.
like he just shot himself in the face. What does it mean?
Yeah. When I first watched the movie, I thought that he like killed himself. I was like, oh, he's dead. At first, I was like, oh, okay. It ends with him killing himself. You know, like as in like, oh, that's the only way to get rid of Tyler Durden is if I kill myself. But then I was like, then he got up and I was like, oh, nope.
It's kind of like a symbolic killing himself. Like
Yeah,
he killed
yeah.
that part of
I
him.
thought he was literally actually killing himself, and then he like stood back up, and I was like, oh, never mind.
So metaphorically killed himself in a sense.
And then Helena Bonham Carter came in, and they watched the buildings blow up together. So that was very romantic.
And the Pixies play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that song.
That was a good closing song there. Definitely. And also, if you notice, that one frame at the very end when the movie ends.
Oh yeah, of course I noticed that.
Of course, you noticed that. I don't know if you guys ever noticed this. One frame of the movie at the very end is a picture of a phallus.
That makes sense because they talk about
Because
cutting in.
he talks about how he like would cut one frame in like into a movie.
Yeah, and it's like a frame of porn.
Which that's an interesting thing. Like that made me think like, when does this movie take place? Because that seems like, you know, obviously because like that's not something you would do at like a movie screening anymore.
In the 90s, they probably would have still done that because it didn't
Yeah.
change over to digital yet until like the mid 2000s.
Yeah, I guess maybe at the time they would have. I don't know.
And
but
at movie theaters, they would have to set up the reel like that to show it.
Yeah.
So sometimes they had to cut together multiple reels.
But yeah. Also, that movie taught me how to make soap. So
It's all made
Oh,
with
yeah?
fat.
it's all made. It's fat and lye. You get oil, fat or oil, and lye. That's all you need to make soap. Technically.
I
Go
guess
start
get-
that business.
And then the product is you end up with soap and you end up with glycerol.
Make NimCast branded soap bars.
Oh yeah,
there you
Oh,
go.
definitely.
extra cheap if you know
That's
what I
a
mean.
free idea.
Selling around.
And do it the same method they did, where they like stole like human body fat to make it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but the thing I love about it though too is it's just like when I watch it, it's just like this slow sort of descent into madness, almost like you're almost just viewing one man's slow descent into madness.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't even realize that it's one man's slow descent into madness until you realize that it is one man, and it's like I love rewatching it. Which Lord Pasta, if you ever rewatch it, which I'm assuming you will because you loved it a lot, at some point, there's a lot of things you notice when you rewatch that are like just little details they put in there that like maybe sort of hint towards the fact that they're the same person, but not enough for you to be able to notice. It's like when you rewatch it, you'll get to like certain scenes and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense because they're the same person. Oh yeah, I understand why they did it that way. You know, there's a lot of interesting little things.
And there's just even some other stuff like talking about the whole thing of him cutting in frames of stuff. How like there will be like frames of the movie where he pops up for like a second.
Early on, before the character even comes in, there's like just like one frame of it, just Tyler Durden's just standing there randomly in one frame or whatever. Or like when he was in like the airport, he was just there, walking by or whatever. But yeah, so definitely a great movie. I don't know. So this movie was directed by David Fincher, and I know he's what other movies has he directed? Because I know he's quite big and has made a lot of good movies.
Gone Girl.
Oh, did you do that? Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
It's great. Social
Nice.
Network, which is probably my favorite movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. Again, these are movies I've heard of but I haven't seen. That's right, because I know he's a pretty good director. So yeah. Anyways, that's probably mostly all we have to say about it. I think. Any other last thoughts on the movie that anybody wants to say?
Nope.
No. Okay.
It's one of the best movies of all time. Everybody should watch it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's mostly all we have. So, we need a future recommendation for a movie. So, now here's an idea I thought of. I was Lord Pasta. I thought of this idea. I don't know if we'll do it or not, but I was thinking possibly of doing, because you were mentioning before how it might be difficult for you to see a new movie every week. What would you think if we did like movie discussions every other week?
Sure.
So like what we would do is we would have a guest episode every other week, and then the weeks where we don't have a guest, we would do a movie discussion.
Sure, that's fine.
Do you want to try
That's
that?
fine.
Okay, so next movie. Now we will do one next week because I don't think we're gonna have a guest on next week because we're gonna try to do a guest episode every other week. So we will try to do a movie next week. So do you have any specific suggestions, Lord Pasta? Actually, you know what? Here's a good one. Do you guys have any suggestions, our guests? Any movie you think we should talk about next week on our podcast?
And I have tons.
Okay.
I don't know, what are you looking for? What do you want to watch?
Something that would create an interesting discussion. It'd be nice if it's specifically something that neither of us have seen. I mean, obviously you don't know what we've seen, but you know.
Right.
Just assume everything from me.
Yeah, Lord Pastas hasn't seen it. If you're able to access it under a rock, he's maybe seen it, but otherwise probably not. Anything?
I would pick. Have you seen Whiplash?
No, that's one I've been meaning to
Watch
see for a while, but I
Whiplash.
haven't. So
Watch it. It's
I
amazing.
know for a fact Lord Pasta hasn't seen it. There's no way.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Whiplash. What year did that come out again? I can't remember.
2014.
2009
2009.
2000.
or 2010?
What? No, 2014.
No, wait,
I was like-
2014. Wow.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say I didn't think it was that
2009.
early.
What the
So
hell?
2013, you said?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
2014.
2014.
Whiplash. It will Lord Pasta try to watch Whiplash by next week. I will also try to watch Whiplash by next week. I should be able to find some time too. So that sounds
Okay.
yeah, so that
Well,
sounds
there is one thing you didn't ask everybody yet,
what's that?
and that is how their week was.
Oh yeah, how was your week?
Just another week, I'm surviving.
I was in the wilderness all weekend. So.
Oh yeah, Lord Pasta was under a rock all weekend. All his life.
Obviously.
Um
No, I was sick all weekend actually.
yeah, while under a rock, but still sick, yeah.
Mhm.
Got a little bit of internet connection under the rock. Watch Fight Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found
It comes in
found
every once in a
just
while.
enough of a connection to watch Fight Club.
Mhm.
Yeah, so anyways, next week we will be watching, hopefully, if we both remember to watch it, Whiplash, and we'll have a discussion on that at some time in next week's podcast. And 2 weeks from now, we should be able to have another guest on. No clue who it's going to be yet. I'll invite some people on. Also, before we leave, could you guys just go through and shout yourselves out? Tell us where to go to find your podcast, and if there's anything else you want to shout out, just go for it.
Yeah. You can follow us each on Twitter. I'm at itsjgriff. Lorenzo is at Lorenzo Tevs. The podcast you can follow on Twitter at CultureBuffPod. We have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/CultureBuff, and our podcast is literally on every podcast service that you can think of.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you can find it anywhere.
All right, so there you go. And also, for our podcast, for the NimCast, I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it somewhere else, you can find it on my YouTube channel, which is NimTV, NIMTV, youtube.com/c/NimTV. You can listen to it on Anchor, which is just NimCast if you search NimCast on Anchor, you'll find it. It's also currently available on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Stitcher. It's available on all those places. We haven't been accepted for Apple Podcasts yet, but hopefully eventually we will. So,
I'll let you in on a little secret with that. Don't wait for Anchor to put you on Apple because it'll take way longer.
okay.
What's it called?
Do
it yourself.
Oh.
And then you can just put the link into Anchor, and it should be all set.
Oh, okay. I will definitely look into that. Thanks for the advice. So, yeah, check these guys out. They're pretty cool. Did you guys enjoy this? Did you have a good time? Do you like us? Would you be guests ever again?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah.
We like to get you guys on the our podcast.
We'll definitely try to do that. Yes. If you set
maybe
that
just Nim. It might be too much for me.
Yeah.
The rock.
Yeah, we might be
too
able to
heavy.
pull you out from under your rock just long enough to get one to record a podcast.
I'd die of sunburn.
True. You would get skin cancer immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
I transform into my true form.
Okay,
Cancer.
so anyways, there we go. We shouted everything out. Leave in the comments any sort of questions you might have for us, any suggestions of topics, things you want us to talk about, anything like that. Leave in the comments suggestions for movies we could talk about, or even for guests we could have on, or if you specifically want to be a guest, let us know down there. We might have a spot for you. I mean, this is a very prestigious podcast. There's not very many spots open for guests. We got them all lined up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good enough, Nim. I mean, we don't need guests, right?
Yeah.
I'm good enough.
All right. Anyways, this has been the NimCast, the only podcast on YouTube you should be listening to, except for the Culture Buff podcast, of course. Have to say that because don't want to offend our guests. Thanks for listening. Thanks a bunch for listening. Goodbye.
Sorry you had to deal with me.
All right, everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace out.